me. What is going on here? One sec, bro.
Alright.
All right, we're good, you now. Turn this down. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of PPR Esports. I am your host, Best Teon, tonight, filling in for Kermit. I am joined by Cosmo, who I know is one of the regulars here in PC Division 1, and I am so excited to bring you all the action live from the Shanghai International Circuit. Let's go ahead and run through a couple of the interesting little caveats of this fascinating circuit. The Shanghai International Circuit is located in Shanghai, China. It's going to be 28 laps around. Ignore that 56 is from the 100% race. Is going to be 16 turns, 9 to the right, 7 to the left. There are 2 DRS zones, one between turn 16 and turn 1 into an uphill right-hander, as well as the long back straight between turns 13 and 14. Consider that probably one of the best overtaking opportunities on the track. The lap record is still held by Michael Schumacher in a 1:32.2 in a Ferrari. Circuit length, 5.4 kilometer or 3.3 miles. So this is one of the longest laps on the calendar. Well, folks, I went on the internet this week and I found another great meme to bring you from the subreddit Formula Dank. F1 drivers of the 1970s. There you got James Hunt, a couple pretty ladies, and below that is Lando Norris spending his off time playing Fall Guys. Curious to see how our guys now would have fared against the gladiators of days past, but let's not worry about that now. Let's go live to the action on the circuit. Cosmo, my man, how are you doing this evening? How are things in your neck of the woods?
Oh, they're pretty good. How are things out by you?
Well, I got to say, Miami got taken off the hotspot list, so I am very, very happy that that is the case. And
Yeah, I believe that.
we'll be getting ready for hopefully a nice summer here soon. It does appear we're still in the waiting lobby. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, sorry, you were saying, Cosmo?
Yeah, it's nice to not be on the hotspot list.
And what part of the country are you coming in from tonight?
I'm from Wisconsin, so we really haven't been on it a whole lot. So I'm not from the Milwaukee area.
Oh, I've been out there before. Had myself some cheese curds.
It's the best way to do it out here. Cheese curds and brats.
I'm
A little bit
also.
of beer.
I was gonna say I myself I was there on a business trip and we had to take a bus to the corporate headquarters. We went right by was it Brewers Park, Miller Park?
Oh yeah, Miller Park. Yeah.
I have never seen that many people tailgate a baseball game before in my life.
Yeah, it's an event. You got to get out there 2-3 hours early.
How are they looking right now? Are they trailing the Cubs in the Central still?
They are, yeah, looking pretty rough.
Unfortunately, I think their window might be kind of edging closer and closer as time goes on. But Yelich looks like a beast. Sorry, folks. So now we want Formula One, and I'm hearing in my ear that we are good to go. So, just 1 second. Boom, baby. There we go. But yes, folks, we are good to go now. Going to the circuit for qualifying. Cosmo, tell me what you know about Shanghai.
Personally, one of my favorite tracks to drive. I love Sector 1, that first turn, that just long right-hander that just holds on and goes on forever. Just such a nice sweeping turn and then into that downhill left. One of my favorite complexes in all of the tracks. Oh, and it looks like we got a little bit of rain here for qualifying.
Ooh, rainy qualifying, you say. That could present some interesting challenges for our drivers. Let's go back to display capture here. Oh, yes, there we are. Live in the pit lane now. Not hearing any sound coming out of my game. That's strange. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yep, there we go, F1 2020. Let's see now. Anyone leaving the pits? I wonder if, do you think these guys had wet setups ready to roll, or were they maybe expecting a dry race?
I'm not sure. They might still be expecting a dry race, so they might sacrifice qualifying a little bit with the dry setup. I'm not sure what the weather forecast is for the game or for the race yet.
Yes, we are on board now with some idiot leaving the pit stop. Let me go ahead and pull up the track map here. Everyone going out in the intermediate tire, it would seem. No surprise there. Now, in a wet qualifying, do you think you err on the side of caution, go out in the dry setup if it's a dry race proceeding, or do you want to just stick it with the wet and try and get a better qualifying position?
I think especially in this league, race consistency is probably the most important thing. It seems like quite a few drivers struggle during the race. So if you could maybe just knock the front wing down a little bit or up a little bit, get a little more downforce during qualifying, and then that's something you could knock back down over the race.
Of course.
Maybe take a little bit of that downforce off if it's dry.
Yeah, and that is tricky if you have to, if you know you have to go. Ah, there we go. Fixed it, folks. Good people at Codemasters have decided to play ball today. And we love it when that happens, don't we, Cosmo?
Yeah, because you don't get that every day. They usually decide not to play ball.
I can tell you right now, I had to host the lobby for Xbox Division 1 last week and run the broadcast. And, well, I'll tell you what, the game was not interested in what I had to say or do.
Yeah, it's one thing I wish they would make a little bit better in this game is the spectating.
I will say, I think this version is drastically improved from the past 2019 version. I find this game to be a lot more complete all the way around.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit better, but I wish they would give us a little bit more information. Like, it'd be nice to have weather forecasts and then just like the little bits of information that would be useful to share.
We really are left in the dark. That is true. As we go into this first flying lap, folks, on board with some idiot here in the tracing points, going through turn 3. They're keeping that car nice and planted. A very tricky corner. You're trying to get the traction down onto a kind of a long left-hander. Want to clip that apex on the right curb there. Now into the braking zone right before the 50. You can actually go pretty late into this one, I feel. Use all that exit to the left if you really want. Get the power down because you got a nice, long left-hander here on your way into Sector 2. Probably my favorite corner on the track because these cars are just so downforce heavy. You feel so good. Oh, 1 second, folks. I'm now realizing that my OBS is not displaying my screen. Sorry about that. That will probably help with spectating. Sorry, folks. Good to go now. Back on board with some idiot. Bit of a lockup there into the left-hander. Now he's got the nice, twisty right-handed bit. Blue skies off there to the left. This session could be drying up soon. Down the back straight. Careful to get the power down. You want a nice, clean exit as you're heading down the back straight. Car looking very fast, though it is only the first lap of the session. We will hopefully see some track evolution as time goes on. Let's see how late he brakes just before the 50 board. Taking that inside curb nice and easy. Careful to put the power down a little too eagerly on the exit now. Into the left-hander. Let's see. Taking it nice and slow. Good enough to get it invalidated. Kind of taking two wheels over that left-hand curb and across the line. Your first time of the session, folks. It is a 143.3. 143.3. What you got for me, Cosmo? What you seeing down the rest of the field?
Looks like Ludenberg just puts in a 143.8, and I guess that's going to be a hot lap there. Or not a hot lap. I must have invalidated their hammer time. It's got a lap in, but did not set a time.
How do you, so you know more about this grid than I do. Who is your, like, kind of favorite for this race? Who's really been running away with the championship so far? Or has it been more of a tight fight?
Some idiot is usually one of the quickest guys out there. I don't see his main competitor is usually Destiel. He doesn't seem to be here tonight. But yeah, some idiot's usually the quickest one on the track most nights. Him or Destiel.
Very cool. I know that some of the other names in this division, Kublai's used to be around here. I know Cap, obviously. He's kind of been one of the mainstays of Division 1 in this league. You know, who do you think can really surprise us in these kind of changing qualifying conditions? Who might maybe go for that pole position besides some idiot?
Creamy's usually in contention for some podiums, so I could definitely see him putting a lap together. Cap as well, as long as his consistency sometimes struggles a bit. But it was getting better at the end of the last game.
That's good to see.
He could put a good lap together, and he could surprise some people.
I did find the last game to be a bit, I don't know. I never really felt like the brakes kind of grab the tires the way they do in this game. I really feel like you can go a lot deeper into a corner on this build of the game. And the experience, I think, just feels a lot more satisfying than it used to.
Yeah, I do like the driving and handling a lot more in this game than I did the last game.
I will say the tire model has been a bit of a nightmare so far, though. If you light up the rears, you can really find yourself struggling trying to get them cooled down again. Hammer Time's going to go 6th fastest there with a 1:46.4. Some idiot going 1 second faster there. Looks like a 1:42.9, 1:42.9. Since you're not going to use these inters in the race, you can pretty much just put lap after lap on them in qualifying realistically, assuming it's not going to be wet.
Yeah, and they should still have a couple more sets of intermediates anyways that they could run for the race.
I do find the inters to be a little bit better than the wets. The full wets, it always feels like you're kind of on ice skates.
Yeah.
See here, folks. Your starting order as it stands at the moment, it is Some Idiot. He is your provisional pole sitter, followed by Leuenberger in P2. That is your front row. Behind them, it is Hugo's, Capita Hood, W. Gore, Creamy Johns, Hammer Time, Shay B, Dr. McShorty, and Red Hornet. And so far in the Choose Your Own Adventure category, it is Stony, Double OT, Rogue, and bringing up the rear at the moment, it is Getchum in the other Racing Point. So a tale of two Pink Panthers at the moment. Getchum in the number 69 Racing Point there. Getchum, I know he was a moderator formerly, and he's kind of been around the league. How would you rate his driving style, Cosmo?
You know what? I haven't seen him drive a whole lot. I think he was in for the beginning of the season last year, and he ended up dropping out pretty early.
It's a shame.
But yeah, I don't remember.
And I also see Double OT is on PC now. Has he made the switch from Xbox?
I guess. I've been a little bit out of touch this season. I've been working quite a bit, so I haven't been following a whole lot on the Discord. But it looks like it.
That's exciting. He was one of the mainstays at the top of the pack last year. Teammates with B-Dunk, as it was. B-Dunk is kind of an alien when it comes to F1. He goes full no assists on a controller.
Wow.
Yeah. So, different strokes for different folks, I suppose. But he gave him a pretty good run for his money last year, and B-Dunk really ran away with the thing as far as we were concerned. So pretty exciting stuff over there. But I love to see the PC guys show up. I made the move over myself this year from Xbox. I found the Xbox lower divisions were very, very stacked, and it was very difficult for me to really make any headway. But so far, I've enjoyed PC. I think my graphics look a lot better, for starters.
Yeah, that's always nice. I do enjoy playing on the PC. I guess I've never played on console, but...
Well, it's a bit like, it's literally the same thing. You got less frames, and for some reason, my Fanatec likes driving on the PC a lot better. I don't know, it's mental, but my inputs feel a lot better. Can't explain it, but that's one of those weird things. Some guys prefer one to the other. I've never even played this game on PlayStation 4, so that's probably a whole other can of worms.
It looks like Some Idiot is into the pits, maybe going to grab a new set of tires for the last half of qualifying.
Let's see here. Some Idiot. Yeah, I was going to say, looking to maybe change his chances there. Hugo's just trying to get around the circuit here, running wide out of the exit of Sector 2.
So I don't think we're going to get any, it doesn't look like we're going to get any dry tire running.
No.
I could be wrong.
I mean,
it could clear up a little bit. But talking good.
Oh, 1 second, Cosmo. I am hearing from the good people in the YouTube chat that you're a little quiet, so I'm going to go ahead and turn your level up here real quick. Sorry, folks. Quick pause in the action while we head over to OBS. Just 1 second. All right, Cosmo, go ahead and give me a check.
Check.
All right. I think that should do the trick, guys, as far as I can see. Discord needs to get turned up, maybe. Oh, it's like directing and commentating all at the same time. Fun on a bun, as Bender would say. Here we go. Back to the race, folks. Some Idiot. There you go. Setting a purple time. Was he just going around on a flying lap? I just missed that.
No, he just came out. Oh, he's still in the pits.
Oh, never mind. So we got Creamy Johns on a flying lap now in that Papaya McLaren, looking very dashing with the rain on it. Hear him trying to be very delicate on the power there through a lot of these very fascinating traction zones is how I would describe it. You find a lot of weight transfer at this circuit compared to most. Ooh, that's going to be a purple Sector 2 for Creamy Johns there. Maybe we're seeing a challenge for pole position at the moment. Let's see how he goes into the final corner. Easy on the power there. Careful not to run too wide. Invalidate. Ooh, a bit of a slide there. That could cost him into the back straight. No DRS, of course. It is a wet qualifying, so he has to just focus all on his momentum now and pick the right braking point. Let's see now. Just after the 100 board, it seems. Nice and easy on the brake. Ooh, run very deep on the apex there. Some idiot. Looks like he's going to go set another flying lap here into the final corner. Leaning on that gas pedal well. Get the power down. Let's see, folks. Time to beat 142.8. And Creamy John's going 143. Damn near flat, 143.006. So only about
Nice time for him.
very quick lap and only about 2/10 off. You know, I think if he hadn't run wide at the hairpin, he would probably be sitting on pole right now.
Yeah, and I expect him to come in and grab a new set of tires and maybe set a better time here, because that was set on 4-lap old intermediates.
Now, do the wet tires? I'm a bit of a hack when it comes to tire management, but do the wet tires take longer to heat up in the game? So like those extra laps do kind of help them get up to temperature, especially in conditions like this.
Yeah, I think so, as long as you don't run them too hot. But yeah, usually the first laps are a little bit cold on these tires.
All right, folks, we're on board with Some Idiot right now, looking to solidify his pole position. This will probably be his final flyer of the day. Taking a really wide line through turn 1, interestingly, but he's staying on the dry line there. Into the downhill slalom now. Let's see. Real smooth on the steering. Short shifting on the exit. Ooh, a little bit of oversteer there. That's probably not what you want. Power down. See if he can get it up to 8th before the corner. Yes, he will. Drop it all the way down. Bit of a lockup. Smooth on the exit now. Into the left-hander. Let's see where he decides to turn in for the apex. Again, taking a bit of a wider line, letting that car kind of glide across the track, a bit like a figure skater would. Very smooth steering. I think that's where he really retains a lot of his velocity.
Yeah, he's really good at carrying apex speed.
Great exit there through the double left-hander now. Into the hard left. That's a purple sector too, folks. Oh, he's locked that front left pretty hard. I hope that's not going to cost him. In these conditions, though, it really doesn't matter. Maybe you make it up on the next corner. Getting the power down really well through here. Short shifting aggressively onto the entrance of the back straight. Looking good so far. Time to beat. He's got to beat himself. It's a 142.8. 142.8. Creamy John's in the pits right now, putting on some fresh inters. Don't expect him to take this one sitting down. In through the hairpin. Much better job through there than Creamy John's did. Left-hander coming up. Just keeping it on the dry line. Good not to use too much of the exit there to invalidate. Power down over the AstroTurf, and he will set. He's gone 3/10 faster, folks. 3/10 faster. 142.5 for Some Idiot. A blistering time by the Racing Point driver.
It does look like the rain is letting up a little bit, so we should see a little bit of track improvement.
Yeah, certainly. So maybe some of those guys, we got Shea B on an outlap here. Wonder if he might be able to maybe close in on those guys in the top. Obviously, in wet conditions, it really does kind of come down to little setup tweaks, mostly just driver input, because the cars at this stage really kind of fade away. You really just need to have just the right amount of downforce and the right amount of kind of delicate steering and delicate throttle application here. So with the track drying up, maybe we'll see a surprise entrance of some of these guys into the top 5. Cosmo, at the moment, looking at that spread there, is there anyone who stands out to you as maybe a bit of a shock?
I've never seen Hugo's or Ludenberger drive, so it's nice to see a couple new guys up at the top. Ooh, it's Hugo's sets the fastest lap.
Wow, Hugo's going to go 142.4, 1 whole tenth better than the Racing Point. That is fascinating. Hugo's.
But otherwise the order looks pretty standard.
Pretty standard. Okay.
For D1, yeah.
Let's see here. Shea B backing off here to let the Renault in front of him kind of get on with his show, but he will want to put the power down here, so he's got enough corner speed for this final lap. I hate to go away from you, Shea B. Once Creamy John starts his, we will go on board with him, as he is probably challenging for the front grid here. Let's see how Shea B does in that Red Bull into turn 1. Trail braking really nicely. kind of letting the engine do some of the braking. You don't really want to slam on the brakes into the uphill. It will absolutely kill your momentum. Smooth into the slalom, taking a bit of a wider line through there, trying to get maybe a better exit. Steady on the power. That Honda-powered car firing up now into the hairpin. Let's see. Good not to lock the tires there, taking a nice and easy line through there. Gotta ask, Cosmo, does PCD1 allow the racing line or not?
They do not anymore. They did last year, but they took that away for this year. So it's all, or no assist.
That is very exciting. So these guys are all really dialed in, as they say. Flipping over to Creamy John's at the moment. Let's see how he's looking.
A little squirmy coming out of turn 3 there.
He has really turned up that car, though. Hard on the brakes, locking the rears there into the hairpin. So hope he hasn't put too much temp into those rear tires. That will cost him quite a bit of grip. Getcham, ooh, Getcham retired from the session. Is that a, oh, he's in the pits. Good, he has not crashed. All right, good.
Someone went off at turn 1, though, it looks like.
Looks to be the
Hugo.
Ferrari of Hugo's. Ooh, well, not that he has much to worry about at the moment. This session is probably over. So time to beat, folks, with Hugo's backing off on that flyer. It's a 142.4. Ooh, purple sector 2 for Creamy John's here. Let's see how he does onto the back straight. A little bit of oversteer there. A lot of oversteer there again. Running really wide on the entrance. Still trying to get the power down. Like I said, folks, those rear tires are lit up like a Christmas tree. So he is really going to maybe run over a puddle, get the temp down so he can get a nice exit out of the hairpin here. Though he is going to cool them on the straight a little bit. That will conclude qualifying, folks. Hugo's is your provisional pole sitter into the hairpin, completely locking those fronts. Not that it matters much. These tires will go right in the bin after this session. Good short shift there. Power down. Time to beat 142.4 through the final corner there. 139. Ooh, another snap of oversteer. 141, 142. And it's not going to be enough, folks. Creamy John's will stay P3. His best time going 1:43.00. Ooh, but as we go on board with some idiot looking to reclaim that pole position, purple sector 1 now. Let's see how he does through sector 2. Will he reclaim that pole position? That Racing Point looking very quick today. I'm excited to see what he will do in the race. Double left-hander now. Easy on the power. What you're saying, Cosmo? Sorry?
He's got very strong race pace. There were a couple of races last year he started from the back on purpose just so he could race his way through the field.
Well, I'll tell you what, I love to see it. I love myself a cocky driver. It makes for some very entertaining on-track action. And on top of that, he'll be getting a tow from the cars ahead. I think he might get him here, folks.
Yeah, I think he might.
Dr. McShorty giving him a nice little, giving him the overtake button there. Pulling to the right-hand side. Good to stay out of the way. Backing off now. Let's see. Some idiot remember his braking point even with that extra velocity. Yes, he has. He's done very smooth through there.
And Lunenberger sets the fastest lap, 142.5.
Whoa! Lunenberger, fastest, 140. Wow, 2/10 clear of Hugo. Some idiot, though, getting a bit of a shallow exit. Let's see, across the line. That is pole position for some idiot. Wow. And he goes 100th clear of Lunenberger. Wow. that is scintillating stuff. I got to say, this feels like the Styrian Grand Prix qualifying. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, that was a great qualifying, and yeah, I would say so. Just so close at the front of the field.
And I do like the way the grid is shaping up. We've got a lot of fast guys starting in the midfield, according to Cosmo. But, folks, I will go ahead and run you through the order right now. It is some idiot followed by Lunenberger. That is your front row. Hugo's, Creamy John's, Double OT, Hammer Time, Capita Hood, Red Hornet, and Rogue and Shea be improving to P10 there. Behind them in the Choose Your Own Adventure category will be Stoney, Getchum, and I missed the last name. Sorry about that.
It should be Choose Your Own Adventure for everyone.
Oh, that's a great point.
Started on the intermediates.
You know what? I've completely forgotten. Thank you for correcting me on that. That is bad on me. There's starting order one more time, folks. Difference of 9 thousandths of a second between P1 and P2. My goodness, these guys are going to have an epic battle today. Looking down the rest of the field, more close gaps, but it does kind of tail off at the end towards Gore and Dr. McShorty. But wait for the session to end, folks. We will take a short break, and we will be right back in just a few minutes. All right, and welcome back, folks. We are now live from the pit lane here, getting ready to get this Grand Prix underway from the Shanghai International Circuit. Now, Cosmo, I got to ask, if for all of our viewers at home, where do you see maybe some of the major key points in the race that you'll see some mix-up in the order? Is it going to be more strategy-based? You see maybe a lot of on-track action? Also, with everyone having a free choice of tire, what would you do if you were starting this race right now from any grid position? Maybe midfield. How about that? Let's go with a midfield grid position.
I'd probably just go with whatever the standard fastest strategy is. Around here, especially in PPR races, it always seems like you can get a safety car at any given time. So I guess you want to optimize for you just want to run your race, and not worry about that kind of stuff. I find. Anyways.
Sorry.
If
Continue.
it's ideal for you, if the safety car comes at an ideal time for you, it does. But yeah, you can't plan around it, and it seems like you get one or two every race here.
Speaking of strategy mix-up, folks, let's go ahead and go live now to our tire graphics brought to you by PPR Esports as I flick on the detail here. And there you have it, folks. Quite a fascinating mix-up of strategy. Your pole sitter has opted for the medium compounded tire here, and P2 gone for the hard, looking for an overcut strategy perhaps, or maybe an early safety car. Hugo's also going on the medium. And how about that? Creamy John's the only one on the soft compound, so he will look to really get a lot of work done in the early stages of this race. Don't expect him to hang back and try and save rubber. Behind them, Double OT medium, Hammer Time on the hard, Capita Hood and Red Hornet medium, Rogue hard, Shea B medium, and looks like everyone else in the back of the field also medium, hard, medium. So, Cosmo, what are your thoughts on a hard tire to start the race? That seems detrimentally slow at the beginning.
Yeah, especially in second there. If he can get a good start and he's got the pace, I guess it'll work for him, but it doesn't seem like the smart strategy to me. I guess we'll find out. I'm sure he's practiced and put in some laps and tried to figure out what the best strategy for him is. So maybe it is for him, but
I will say I've not found Shanghai to be particularly friendly to the tires. You have so many high-speed corners, it really just scrubs all the goodie bits off your boots, and you kind of find yourself riding around on skates at the end of the race. I found that out the hard way at Bahrain in my division race when I had the hards on till the end, just trying to get to the finish line, and I found that quote-unquote tire cliff, and, well, it was not pretty. I was pretty much sliding through every brake zone, kind of like a greased-up watermelon going down a hallway. So, don't recommend it.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to do that last year in Baku, and I ended up blowing a tire.
There you have it, folks. Your AWS F1 Insights, medium, hard, soft, medium. Those are your predicted strategies. Obviously, we have thrown the book out on that. As the final car approaches the grid, we will get ready for the race today. This is PPR Esports PC Division 1. I am Best Teo, joined by Cosmo, filling in for Kermit. Let's get this one underway, folks. And it's lights out. We are underway from Shanghai, folks. Everyone getting a nice, clean getaway there, it seems. On board with Creamy Johns now. Lundberg getting a great launch. He's already up the inside of Some Idiot. Some Idiot going to try to hold him off there as we go into the carousel. Let's see. That's the Renault of Capita Hood up to P6 into the downhill portion. Some Idiot looking like he is running for his life. Driving that car like he has stolen a Hugo's up to P3. Creamy Johns really going to try to get the pace down on these softs. Lundberger, though, he is not letting that racing point go into the first hairpin. That's Captain Hood going up the inside of Double OT there. Looks like he's got that move done. Creamy Johns, though, unfortunately not getting the launch he had hoped for. Predict the strategy one more time on the bottom there, folks. Keep an eye out for that this race. Medium, hard, soft, medium. Positions are changing left and right. Nice little pack of two here. Double OT falling down the order completely. Lock in the rear there, and that's Rogue around the outside of him. So what has happened to that Alfa Romeo in the opening stages of this race? Trying to get back up the inside of the McLaren again, but it's not going to be enough there. Oh, and they've made contact, and they have spun. Oh, and they have spun around. That is driving frustrated. If I was Rogue, I would be saying so many 4-letter words in front of my computer. That is a yellow flag there, but it's gone, folks. Anyway, your order right now as we head down the back straight is Some Idiot leading Ludenberger, leading Hugo's, Creamy John's, Capita Hood, Hammer Time, Double OT, Gore, Red Hornet, and Stoney. Your non-points paying positions are Getchum, Shaby, Dr. McShorty, and Rogue falling to the back of the pack there after getting dinked by Double OT. I do expect that one to head up to the steward's office. Inhale. All right.
Yeah, I expect Double OT to take a little bit of punishment for that one. He shouldn't have put his nose there.
That was certainly driving frustrated now. And I am seeing all kinds of glitches. It's now telling us it's lap 3 and DRS is enabled.
Well, that's definitely not true.
Could be an Abu Dhabi situation here. Yeah, it is. It says Hugo's is in 14th, but when he's in fact in 3rd. Don't worry about it, folks. On board with Hugo's, who is chasing down Ludenberger going with the really offset strategy here from the rest of the field as my timing sheet fixes itself there in the top left. Ferrari looking very quick now. Creamy John's really not getting that strategy to work for him. Still stuck in P4. Still needs to get past these harder compound runners. Capita Hood really lurking in the background there, looking to get something done. Nice little train forming here, though. Double OT, Gore, Red Hornet, Stoney. That is kind of your midfield pack as Getchum is under threat from Shea B already now. Heading down to the back straight. Let's keep an eye on this battle, folks. This is the battle to get into the points at the moment. And right now, Getchum is in a Red Bull sandwich, so he will want to get on with his business. Getting a much better getaway there. Rogue still just trying to catch up to the rest of the pack here. Some Idiot, though, is flying into the hairpin. Good on him. Let's see. Ludenberger not going to be able to go for the move. Still too far back. Everyone kind of doing their best. Ooh, a little locking of the rear there. Capita Hood doing well. Ooh, Hammer Time gotten the move done on Double OT. Double OT is going to come back at him here, though. Into the final turn. Is he going to run a bit wide? No, he's done well. Hammer Time, good to save the oversteer. DRS has been enabled. At least I can hear the beep on the steering wheel. So Codemasters will have to answer for that one. Race Control not really got all their jelly beans together today. So... Cosmo, I'll go ahead and let you have some airtime. I'm sorry, my man. There's still a lot happening.
No, you're all good, man. It looks like Some Idiot, though, has got himself out of that DRS range, which will be good for him. And I think Ludenberger will be his best friend. He'll be thanking him afterwards, holding off Hugo's and Creamy John's from charging forward towards him.
Certainly. And, folks, unfortunately, my game is not vibing with, like I said, Codemasters often does not like to play ball, and it looks like tonight they've left the building. It's still lap 3. I'm still going in circles, and, well, the timing sheet is still trying to figure out which way is up. So you'll have to bear with us, Cosmo. I can see that on your end. Sounds like you've got everything under control. So if you want to be feeding the people timing information at any point, please do let me know, because I am a little bit in the dark.
Absolutely. Yeah, everything's looking good on my screen after that second lap. But we'll see. Because, yeah, it does seem to shift around people for whatever reason at the beginning of laps.
Ooh, Ludenberger going very deep into the hairpin. Hugo's will try to get the run on him here, but Ludenberger's forced him narrow there on the exit. Good little bit of defensive driving.
DRS.
He certainly will. Let's see now, folks. DRS for that Ferrari. That Williams keeping it to the middle of the track. He's gonna flick it to the inside to defend and force that Ferrari wide now through the uphill. Wow, this is a great battle, folks. Ludenberger on the hards. Wow. Hugo's on the mediums, holding him on the outside. That is an excellent piece of driving by the Williams driver to keep the Ferrari behind. Meanwhile, Creamy John's probably creaming his pants looking at this one, thinking about how he might be able to get on this tasty little twosome in front of him.
Yeah, he really needs to be in front of these guys because these tires aren't going to last a lot longer.
I was going to say pit lap on those softs looking probably, around like 7 or 8 here at Shanghai?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a little bit longer since he didn't start with him, or he didn't qualify with him.
Ooh, and Gore is going to get a 3-second time penalty there, according to my sources. Going to look down the rest of the pack here. We have, and I told them I'd whisper it, Hammer Time. Being chased down by Double OT, and that behind them is a nice little train of Gore, Red Hornet, and Stoney heading into the hairpin. So a great, tasty little midfield battle brewing here as Red Hornet right on the back of that Williams now, trying to get something going into the hairpin. This is all very tight racing here today, folks. You don't see this often in much league racing, but these guys are driving like the professionals they're supposed to be. So let's see now. Bit of an overtake happening ahead. That's a drag race into the hairpin. Double OT and hammer time. Double OT's got about a nose ahead. He's going to turn in there, force the Alpha Tauri to kind of hug up against that curb, and he will retain the position. So Double OT getting some performance out of that Alfa Romeo, doing well to hang with his compadres. Creamy John's now creeping up to the back of Ludenberger. Ludenberger, who's now been passed by Hugo's, it would seem, into turn one. So that hard strategy, maybe he's going to be thinking more about letting these guys go and saving his rubber. He's got about a 2.5 second gap there to cap and hood, according to my sources. So tire saving for the Williams, or maybe trying to get after Hugo's there?
I would hope he'd try and get back after Hugo's there. I think he got him into the hairpin at the end of, or at the beginning of Sector 3, down the DRS straight. But I would imagine he's going to have a run at him back down that straight again.
And as this is all happening, that McLaren of Creamy John's is creeping more and more into frame the deeper we go into this stint. Your order, folks, so far as we head into Sector 3 here with Ludenberger, it is Some Idiot out in front by about 2.5 seconds, followed by Hugo's, Ludenberger, Creamy John's, Capita Hood, Double OT, Hammer Time, Red Hornet, Stoney, and Gore. Your non-points paying positions at the moment, it is Dr. McShorty, Getchum, Shaby, and Rogue, who unfortunately suffered a bit of a collision. And with everyone on these hard compounds of tires, he really has got no choice but to go as deep as he can on that stint and hope for some kind of overcut to kick in later. Big.
Yeah, he's found his way to the back of the pack here now. Looking to make a move on Getchum and maybe even Shea B coming down into the hairpin.
Let's go on board with him now and see if we can't see something happening back here. That is Rogue. Here we are.
So his pace is starting to look pretty good here. I think without that accident, he'd be sitting still up in, what was he, in 6th, I think?
Yes, he was comfortably in the top 10. And look at that. That's a double overtake by my count. He's now in front of Shea and in front of Getchum. He's now trying to chase down the Williams there. He's going to go up the inside of Dr. McShorty now. Going to hold him around the outside. This is a tough one. Oh, and the Renault's lost it. He's lost it.
Goes around.
That is not where you want to lose it, folks. Luckily, no contact there by anyone else. So fair play by Dr. McShorty to keep that one out of trouble. That will put a bit of a damper on his afternoon here in Shanghai. Back on board with the leader now, who is now, his gap has come down by quite a few tenths there. Ludenberger, though, still trying to chase down Hugo's, but Creamy John's looks like he is just on the cusp of the DRS. He might miss him into this corner. Let's see if we can get him in the detection point. Ooh, and it looks like just about 100th outside, so he will have to wait maybe one more lap.
I think those soft tires are starting to struggle now.
Yeah, certainly so. Certainly so, because I mean, I don't know if you saw it too. It looked like that gap was steadily decreasing, and then all of a sudden it's like we're back up to about 1 second, 1/10, 1.2, 1.3. So unfortunately, he will probably have to look to go on to maybe a one-stop strategy if he wants any shot at the podium.
Yeah, I would think so. And maybe that was his plan from the beginning, was hope for an early safety car and just ride out the hards till the end, but...
Capita Hood running a bit wide in the background there. Okay, let's see now. Double OT, he's got a nice little gap too. Hammer Time behind him. Red Hornet, and that is Stoney. Oh, that's a Williams who's completely lost it. That is Gore into the barrier. Oh, my goodness, Gore. It looks like he has kept that car up and running, but unfortunately, folks, it's a long way around before he can get back to the pit lane. Just having missed the pit entrance. Let's see if there's any damage. It doesn't appear there is. Yeah, he's kept. Wow, what a great save by the Williams driver. I thought that was raced over. It looked like wow, he's really strong. Those tires must be lit up like a barbecue on the 4th of July. I would not want to be in his seat at the moment.
Yeah, and that's rough on those hards. You can't really pit for a new set of tires.
No, that would be the suboptimal strategy, as they say.
Looks like that incident has brought Rogue back up into the points, and he is catching up to Stoney yet.
Let's go ahead now. Let's go on board with Rogue. Shanghai, it does have the record for the most overtakes in a Grand Prix by any circuit, which is strange considering the racing there is usually pretty boring. But 2018's charge by Daniel Ricciardo really does come to mind because he was well outside the top 3 for most of that race, and he ended up pretty much executing a chef's kiss strategy, as some might say, to take the win that day over the Mercedes and the Ferraris. So you never know what can happen at this circuit, and like you said before, Cosmo, any kind of random safety car could really throw a spanner in the works for any of these drivers.
Yeah, Creamy Johns would love one right about now.
he would certainly gain the most. He'll probably pit next lap, I'd say, but I don't see much action for the pit crews probably until, I think lap 14. Ooh, his Red Hornet's got it all wrong there, spinning out onto the grass, taking a horrible line through there. Stoney will say thank you very much, and he'll move up to P8.
And Hugo's looks like he's been holding on nicely to some idiot that hasn't been letting that gap get any bigger after he got past Lunenberger. Maybe even gotten a little bit smaller.
No, I would actually say he's hung on very well here. He's kept that gap he's kept him within visual range, which, you play this game too. That's enough to make anybody push the car a little harder when you can see the rear wing of your enemy just a few meters ahead. So, both guys on the same compound, so I think we're going to be looking for a bit of a reaction by one of these drivers, and it could end up deciding the lead. Let's go ahead and take a look at the gaps from the leader there, folks. So right now, if either of these guys were to pit based on the current intervals, they would come out around about, let's say, P8, P9, which is quite a bit of traffic, assuming those guys might want to run a touch deeper, though they are on the same compound. What do you think, Cosmo? What's the strategy call here?
Yeah, I think just go in when the tires are done. I mean, I know it sounds pretty simple, but, I think Hugo's wants to be the one to maybe force some idiot's hand being behind him. I don't think he maybe wants to wait for some idiot to react or wants to react to some idiot's pit stop. I think I'd want to go for the undercut around here. But other than that, yeah, with everyone being about on the same strategy, I wouldn't worry a whole lot about traffic. Although it could hamper an outlap.
It could hamper
into a lot of traffic.
And you got to remember too, as the F1 games work, if the pit lane gets out of control, you'll get held in your pit box maybe longer than you would have hoped. So you almost got to kind of keep in mind, because with an F1 game, you don't have a chief strategist, a race engineer, a team principal, like all feeding you information. Yeah. You got to make these decisions on your own. And for me, I'd be worried, like, wait, what if I came in and I ended up caught in a double stack, or someone in front of me, jumps me in the pits, or I get jumped in the pits, and then you can lose. I've lost multiple positions before, just on bad luck. Yeah,
I've rage quit before. Getting stuck in the pits.
In the pit box, I'm out of here.
I just lost it.
Well, there you have it, folks. Creamy Johns is our first stop of this race. Let's go ahead and see which strategy he will opt for here. That's the McLaren pit crew running out. Let's hope they can get this stop done without any hitches. That's the yellow medium compound going on there for Creamy Johns. He'll get out there, come out probably about, I'd say maybe P12, P11, but medium compound, so he will maybe have to make one more stop on those tires. I do not expect him to go to the end on those.
Yeah, it'll be close, but I don't think he'll quite make it.
Hugo's actually kind of cutting into some idiot at the moment. Gap's now down to about 1.7, so I like your play. I do think he is going to press him here towards that pit window, because you got to think, some idiots, he's got Jeff in his ear, and Jeff's telling him, full race update, where we're at right now. Pit window opens 2 laps. Pit window opens 1 lap. All the while, that red Ferrari is getting bigger and bigger in his mirrors.
Yeah, and I think he's taking about 4/10 off in this lap, maybe 3/10. So, I don't know if some idiot had maybe a little mistake somewhere, or Hugo's is just starting to put in some times, but maybe just doing a little bit of tire conserving earlier.
I will say Hugo's looked very quick in qualifying, so I think if he wants the purple sectors, not to say some idiot wasn't fast himself, but I don't put it past Hugo's to maybe put the hammer down here, and start really pressuring him. Interesting line through there.
Yeah, not the ideal line.
Using that Ferrari as a bit of a lawnmower. I'm sure the People's Republic of China will thank him for his labor there. But good to see. He's keeping it there at about 1.7. Didn't lose any time on that. Lundberger sitting P3. He'll be probably thinking more about, okay, I got to build out about maybe 10 second gap and then wait for that cliff when it starts to go 9 second, 8 second, 7 second. Pit, get onto the softer, newer compound and try to make up that time at the end. He'll have to push really hard.
Yeah. But he's not in a bad spot being, about 5 seconds, 4.5 seconds behind some idiot on the alternate strategy. That's, if he gets on that fresh set of mediums at the end, it can really push him.
Oh, we got a retirement, folks. We have a retirement. That is a retirement in the pits. Getchum has left the building. So, R.I.P. Getchum. Thanks for coming out, buddy, but we'll see you next week.
Hopefully the AI keeps him there. It looks like it's going to spit him back out onto the track.
Oh, no. Well,
this might be bad.
You know, in his defense, he did retire in the pit lane, and that's just Codemasters for you.
Yeah, because then you get those unexpected safety cars because it decides he wants to retire him on track for some reason.
Yeah, it depends too, because if maybe he hit quit after he left the pit box, and unfortunately that does, in my experience, that does spit you back out. I drive for Mercedes, so my pit box is always the first one in. So if I'm having a bad race, as soon as I cross the pit limiter, I'm out. I'm like, all right, quit. Head over to YouTube. Head over to any number of websites and forget about my night. And, you know, that's just the Cody's difference for you sometimes, I suppose.
Yeah, Cody's will do that to you sometimes.
I had Creamy Johns. Wow, he's coming through the field now. Fastest lap, 134.2 there, 134.2. So he's right now standing on 2 points down there in P10. I don't know if you saw my incident report from D3, but I got desynced from another player in D3, and he spun me around at the hairpin in Bahrain, and I hop in the chat. I'm like, hey, man, you good? Like, do we have a problem? He's like, you weren't in my lobby. I'm like, what do you mean you weren't in my lobby? I saw you hit me in my rearview mirror. And sure enough, he clips his on board, and guess what?
That's insane.
I'm not even there. I literally wasn't even on the circuit, and somehow in that one moment, it managed to make us collide. And I was on for a podium. And, well, that was that, folks.
Thank you, Codemasters.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a Nico Hulkenberg thing going on. I'm not sure I like it. That's like the third time Cody's has, like, cost me from getting to the finish when I was running in the top three. So, that's the Ferrari. Hugo's.
Into the pits.
Whoa. Shanghai's always funny because when they go into the pit, it looks like they're just going to fly right into the barrier. But let's see now, folks. Pit window is open for the hard compound, and there you have it. Yep, just like we said.
Early.
He will now put the onerous on some idiot to put the power down here and probably make him pit on this next lap. Let's go on board with some idiot as we see him flying.
Looks like he's got a nice little gap here.
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to keep the gap to the leader open so everyone can see what Hugo's is working with. Pit stops here take about 22, 23 seconds. Gap sitting at roughly 24, so it could be very, very close if he decides to pit this one. Those hards do take a little while to get up to temp, though, so it mightn't be quite as simple as pressing the overtake button on the pit exit. And field spread really rearing its ugly head here. Quite some pretty big gaps as we get into the kind of the second act of this race. Very typical of Shanghai. Folks, look to your left side of your screen. People you're going to want to keep an eye on. Anyone who's got a yellow tire with 12 laps. Those are the ones who are going to be racing each other on the pit exit. Anyone on the hards is going to be looking to build some kind of gap before they head into the pit and catch them at the end. So
some idiot deciding to stay out another lap. Interesting.
Let's see if Hugo's is in any traffic, and it doesn't appear he is. So it's really up to him now to try and start closing up, but hopefully not grinding through that tire. Double OT kind of been struggling all day, but he's up to P4 now. He's looking pretty well. Hugo's is kind of reeling him in. Gore going to take another 3-second penalty. Talk about dumping a bucket of water in a pool. That's not going to do much.
I haven't seen very many penalties today, though. Driver's been pretty clean thus far.
And there you have it, folks. Stoney into the pits. Red Hornet into the pits. But no, you know why that is, I think, Cosmo? There's not really a lot of places to cut corners on this circuit. It's gravel or it's grass in the runoff.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Also, you can't really you can't extend the track limits too much here, I feel like. You really got to keep it on the racing line.
Yeah, I think the easiest one to cut is probably the last corner.
And even then, you don't really gain much by doing it. You're actually just better off taking the normal line through there, in my opinion, but I'm not very fast at this game, so what do I really know?
Yeah, I'm not either, but I do occasionally cut that corner or extend that track limit on the exit.
Some idiot now into the final corner. Let's see if he'll take an interesting line through here, or will he head into the pits now? Let's see which line he's going to take here. Yeah, he's going to stay out again, folks. Going to cut a little bit of that inside curb, use all the AstroTurf on the exit. So, Hugo's now up to P4, closing
yeah, well
in.
The corner. Great exit out of the, or into Sector 3.
Okay, guys, Ludenberger into the pits. Let's have a peek at this stop and see what he's gone to do. Those look to be the yellow compound tires, so let's see how quickly we can get him out here. That was a quick stop.
Hugo's goes fastest with a 134 flat.
Woo! That Ferrari is a flying through turn 1. Did you see that? Looked like he was about
wow.
He was about to take off and fly to Vietnam from here. Looking speedy as heck, folks. Speedy as heck. And he's now got that gap under the pit window. So, some idiot, without a doubt, will come in this lap. And if not, I would sincerely be concerned about what his strategist is telling him right now.
It's an interesting strategy choice by Lunenberger because he was on the hards and he's pitting before a few of these I guess just Capita Hood and some idiot, but you'd think you'd want those hard tires to last just a little bit longer.
You know what I think it was? I think he's just trying to cover them off at this stage because he's probably looking at getting information from the pit wall, and he's got to be kind of thinking in his head like, all right, so I can try and push for the podium, but maybe lose out on pace here, or I cover him off and just play the track position game, which is pretty vital here too as well.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you can get a good exit onto the straight coming out of Sector 2, you could defend pretty well around the rest of the track.
Yeah, the only real overtaking opportunities are Sector 3 or the end of Sector 1, and if you're going to overtake at the end of Sector 1, you got to have pretty big balls, as they say.
Yeah. And some idiot decides to stay out for another lap.
That gap is now down to 20 seconds, folks. Hugo's is cranking out purple sectors like it's his job. My goodness, the Maranello must be walking on eggshells at the moment.
Gonna catch Capita Hood at the wrong time, though, and I think he's gonna get held up a little bit here.
I don't know if Cap's gonna fight him. Those mediums are pretty old. I can't say there's a lot of life left there to really do much about. In fact, if I was Cap, go into the pits now, save yourself the trouble, because you don't want to get into a fight with the guys who are kind of towards the midfield here. He actually has a chance to come in right now, go on those hard tires, but he's kind of carrying those mediums long. Could he possibly go for a medium soft?
That might be what both of them are going for. If they could take them another 2 laps. I mean, we saw Creamy Johns take them 10 at the beginning of the race with a full car full of fuel.
That's a great point, and with the lighter fuel load, those softs will not be sliding. Oh, he lets him through. How about that?
Oh, was not expecting that.
Capita Hood, yeah, like I said, I didn't think he'd put up a fight because I just knows it's not his race. Hugo's is on for a podium here. Some idiot staying out again. He really wants that safety car. Yeah, that could be the hidden strategy here today, folks. The soft tire. Who knew? Looking at our gaps now, Cap will stay out one more time as Ludenberger is reeling him in here. It's now lap 17 of 28 to go, folks. Ludenberger, new fastest lap there, 1:33.1. So he's got the car turned on. He's looking to make a push for the podium as well. Capita Hood, kind of the cork in the bottle for this podium battle at the moment.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a three-way fight here at the end of the race for first.
This really is a Pirelli race. Folks, your order one more time. It is Some Idiot leading the pack here, followed by Hugo's and Capita Hood. Capita Hood and Some Idiot, the two up there who have not pitted yet in this race. Behind them, it is Ludenberger, Creamy John's, Rogue. Ooh, Ludenberger bump drafting Cap there into Sector 2. He's going to go around the outside. Cap's going to, ooh, they're going to make contact.
A little bit of contact there, and Cap's just going to let him go.
Like
Hopefully no damage there.
I don't know if you can see on your screen, but I'm on Cap's on board. You can see a noticeable color difference in those front tires. They are really kind of lost a lot of their sheen. I would not be surprised if he pitted this lap, but Some Idiot stays out again. So still looking for those soft tires, maybe?
Yeah, I think he's got to be. There's no other reason he'd stay out this long.
All the while, Hugo's is going to reel him in one way or another. He's going to find him, and he will get him at the current pace he's on. Let's go ahead and look at the telemetry here of Some Idiot. Let's get a preview of what's going on in his land right now. On the bottom right, folks, you can see his battery there on the top. You see his acceleration and his braking there in the bottom left. So keep an eye on those brake boards into the high energy braking zones. Let's see if he's really kind of scrubbed off that rubber, or does he still have the grip? It's right into the corner now, into the hairpin. Let's see. Got the car nice and turned up. Doing really well to trail brake through there. Now down the back straight. Steady as ever on the steering there, too. Looks like an actual F1 driver. Punching the overtake down the back straight. He's got an 18-second gap. So no matter when he pits, he will come out behind Hugo's. But it looks like he's going to gamble on getting those soft tires turned on and chasing down Hugo's at the end.
Yeah, and I think the real test for him will be getting past Lunenberger. As he stays out another lap.
Yeah, Ludenberger will be the one kind of holding him up as Capita Hood. Let's see if he opts to pit now. Into the final corner, penultimate corner, pardon me, folks. Hard on the brakes, trying just to not run deep. It's going to take a normal line through there, and let's see, is that a pit stop? Yes, it is, folks. There you have it. So Cap has got into the pits, going 17 laps on those mediums. Trying to get the strategy to work as well for him as he can. Let's see, folks. What is he going to pit on now? 9 laps to go. Yep. There you have it, Cosmo. Those are red tires going on that Renault.
Yes, they are. And let's see what he could do to the end of the race here.
Bit of a glitch there. Don't mind that, folks. He was not serving a penalty. He was, in fact, just he was caught between the space-time continuum. But he's back on the circuit now on those soft tires, looking speedy.
Just ahead of double OT.
Yeah, well, how about that? He's got to be happy about that. Way to go for the Renault pit crew to get him out of there in time. Let's go ahead and get rid of this telemetry thing now. We've had enough of that. Head over to Cap. He's getting those reds nice and turned on here. Ludenberg.
Looks like, yeah, I was going to say, it looks like he's starting to catch Hugo's here. He's now within DRS range.
Looks like Hugo's may have made a mistake, or maybe he's been pushing those hards a touch too hard, it would seem. I will say this, Hugo's has got a much better battery situation than Ludenberger's. He will be able to deploy that and defend using that battery. Doing well to save up, knowing that he had the gap behind.
Some idiot finally deciding to pit.
All right, let's see, folks. Going to go on to the softs. I want to see where he comes out, because this could make for a really fascinating kind of hunt for first at the end here. Soft tires going on. Out of the pit box.
He's coming out in third. By quite a distance.
Yeah, the McLarens will not even touch him, it would seem. So, Some Idiot coming out. Wow, he has made that strategy work brilliantly for him. Only 5 seconds behind P2, and he's on brand new soft tires. He will be able to push those as hard as he pleases, as far as I'm concerned. Ludenberger, though, wow, he has reeled in that Ferrari. Hugo's, unfortunately now, will not really be the the lead car for much longer here if all goes according to plan for Ludenberger. Into Sector 2, keeping that gap steady. Rogue into the pits now, going on the softs.
Wow. Yeah, and already half a second gained on Ludenberger in sector and a half.
Gotta say, AWS, not too great with their predictions.
No, they never are they?
Well, glad to know the realism extends to the video game as much as it does the real-world gore. Into the pits there. Hugo's will be a sitting duck here. Nice long straight coming up. Remember, he does have that battery to defend. DRS open. Let's see. No overtake. Just a touch there, it would seem. Still going to be a little too far back. Hugo's will not have to defend too hard. Really locking the front tires there, trying to stay in front. Gap about 8/10 now. One more DRS straight coming up before we run through the slalom course.
Yeah, and some idiot with a whole second gained on that outlap.
So he's so he's already got the hammer down there. And it looks like P4 is a distant memory. So, folks, this is your battle for the lead of this race. It is Ludenberger chasing down Hugo's and some idiot quickly closing the gap. You can see him. He's on the same rung of the circuit, as they say. So keep an eye on him to start appearing in the rearview mirror of this Williams. Really wouldn't be a Pirelli race if it wasn't all going down to the second to last lap, was it?
No, absolutely not. Gotta love it.
Not to take away from the battle on track at the moment, but we do have Spa this week. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I love Spa. It's always a fun course to watch and drive.
I don't want to sound crude, but like, are all the Ferrari cars going to be pretty much like dead fish?
You know what? For the sake of them, I hope not. I'm not a huge Ferrari fan, but I'd like to see someone other than Mercedes win.
Well, let's hope Verstappen doesn't decide to send it up the inside at turn 1 this year. Speaking of licking the stamp, Ludenberger will hold off one more lap, but he's really got Hugo's under pressure. Hugo's feeling that Williams looking down his shoulder as the Racing Point quietly works his way into the fold. Ludenberger
got it down under 2 seconds now.
Some idiot fastest lap, 1:32.3, so about 8/10 faster than the previous fastest. Hugo's struggling into the right-hander. Ludenberger's going to bump draft him down the hill here, damn near. Into the left-hander, good short shift there. Let's get the power down. Careful on the traction on the exit there. You can send that car into the sandcastles on the right there if you're not careful. Another hard braking zone. Hugo's looking like a stricken animal at the moment.
I think some idiot is going to have DRS coming down the back straight here.
Yes, he will, and it looks like he's done well to save that battery, not using too much overtake. Into the left-hander here. Hugo's doing well to stay in front. Okay, let's see if Hugo's going to try. Yeah, he's going to force him onto the same line. There's only really one line through there. A bit of oversteer, but Ludenberger's got the downforce to punch that car. Hugo's going very defensive, trying to break that slipstream, pulling to the right-hand side of the straight. DRS is going to be open. Overtake's on, folks. He's going for it here. Let's see. Hugo's taking to the left. He's already played his one move up the inside. No, it's not going to be enough. He's having a look, hoping for a lockup. Not enough. Hugo's will stay in first. But all the while these guys are fighting, look who has crept into the picture. It is some idiot on very, very fresh soft tires, and he's been setting a blistering pace in the latter stages of this race. He's got about 40% of his battery saved up there, while Ludenberger will kind of be a bit of a sitting duck. Turn 1, Hugo's is going to force him wide into the slalom. Same thing. Take a nice wide line there. He's going to look for a little bit of velocity there. Shea B is going to get served a time penalty. Bit of a snap of oversteer for Ludenberger there. Some idiot so close. Ludenberger now having to fight him. We got ourselves a three-way, folks. It's a three-way here at the front. He's going to try to stick it around the outside maybe. Switch back to the inside. No, not going there for some idiot. Scintillating stuff, folks. Ludenberger, Hugo's, and some idiot. It is quite the trio battling. These are the guys who had the track on fire in qualifying. We're getting a tasty tasty finish to the race here now. Hugo's just maintaining about a 4/10 gap. Some idiot going to have a look into the left-hander. Hugo's going to Constantiner them all up there. Some idiot taking a bit of a wider line through there. Oh, Lundberger's lost
He's
it!
gonna get second, I think.
Oh, no, Lundberger. That is tragic. He'll want to tuck in behind some idiot. He has got to be kicking himself for that. Just on the power, a hair too early. Hugo's breathing a sigh of relief. He was going to get eaten alive down this back straight if it hadn't been for that. So
Unfortunately for him, though, I think it's going to make it even easier for some idiot. I think some idiot's the real challenger here, not Lundberger, for that first place anyways.
Certainly so. Lundberger really taking himself out of contention there. DRS open for some idiot. Overtake's not on. He's going to try to get this done on pace. Let's see. Into turn 1. It is really tight here, folks. Hugo's still just trying to hold on to P1. We have 5 laps to go in this Grand Prix. He is doing everything. Racing Point is throwing the kitchen sink at him at the moment, but he is staying in first. Lundberger looking to try and catch back up to this pack. Unfortunately, they are sailing off into the distance. It would seem some idiot is going to have a look. It's not enough. Hugo's in him through the hairpin there now. Let's see. Can maybe get a move around the outside through the left-hander? No, he's going to be a little too far back now. These 3 are going to go till the end. It would seem some idiot's going to size him up now on that back straight. Cosmo, I got to ask, down the back straight at a place like this, are you more of a kind of a bob and weave, kind of fake him out, sell him the dummy, or are you just going to try and send it up the inside and force him wide on the exit?
I'd probably just send him wide. I'm not that good under brakes that I could be bobbing and weaving and still hit my braking point and hit the apex. So I usually just send it up the inside.
That is certainly not a bad way to go. I'm pretty much right there with you now. Back straight times Hugo's. There you go. That's his signature move. Weave to the right, move back to the racing line. But
he does have a good bit of distance between him and some idiot here. I don't know if some idiot's going to be able to send it, and it doesn't look like he will be able to.
Some idiot, if I were him, and like I said, I'm not very good at this game, but just from a bird's eye view, take the next 2 laps, don't push too hard, save up the battery, and just send it maybe like lap 26, 27, when you know you're going to have him dead to rights. Because right now, that Racing Point doesn't really have a lot of juice in the tank to let the boost kind of do the job.
No, and hopefully the tires still have life by lap 6 or 7 that he can make an overtake, because that's when they should start to be falling off and the hard should start to be feeling pretty good, you know? Usually those hard start to find their second life just about now.
That's a great way to put it. I've never heard that. It is kind of a fresh lease on tire life. You know, I like the hard tire. I used to be a hater, but I've come around to it. It really is a good race tire. All right, folks. Here we go now. Through the end of Sector 2. It's a 3-way fight for first. Hugo's leading Semity at leading Lundberger. Gap only down to about 3/10 as we head into the back straight on board with some idiot. Let's go ahead and see how this is going to go, folks. Power down.
I think he's got him here.
Yeah,
He should be close enough.
Hugo's looking slow at the moment.
And no overtake left hardly for Hugo's. Well, maybe not. He might hold off.
Yeah, that red light on the back of Hugo's car blinking as he is really trying to get that battery charged up so he can mount some kind of defense here. But some idiot, unfortunately, just not able to close the gap. I don't know what it is about this track, but it is incredibly difficult to follow here.
And Lundberger right back in this battle as well. And his tires should be feeling okay yet, too. So he might be able to challenge some idiot here.
Yeah, and that's not some idiot. Again, the sandwich here. You don't want to be the lettuce, tomato, the meat, and the mayo. You want to be the slices. At least that way you don't have to worry about 2 cars. Okay, here we go, folks. Into the hairpin. Let's see. Some idiot's getting a great run through here. Hugo's going to force him wide. Late on the brakes. Some idiot going to stick it around the outside. I think he's got the move done. That could be for the lead, folks. Hugo's going to try to stick with him now through the left-hander. Tucked in behind. This is going to go down to the wire now. Some idiot doing well to stay just in front. That was a fantastic move by the Racing Point driver into the double left. Hugo's really just trying to keep pace here. He's going to try and come back at him down the back straight. Both cars really lacking battery life. Some idiot moving to the left there, trying to break that slipstream. Lundberger now creeping into picture as well, though. That Ferrari, who looked so good all afternoon, really under threat now from 2 cars. To turn 1, and we lost steam.
Oh, that's
Oh,
unfortunate.
oh my goodness. Can I join on you?
Maybe. Can I invite people from here?
Yeah, go ahead and give it a whirl here. Sorry about that, folks. That is the absolute worst time. Oh my goodness gracious. I am so sorry. The YouTube chat's got to be going crazy right now.
Oh man, I don't have you added on Steam.
Well, that's not good. Let me get my friend code over to you right now. Hold on. Jeez. Sorry, folks, about the technical difficulties. Just one moment while I try to get Steam back here. That is just, my goodness. Who decides such things? Oh. 1 second, folks. I'll drop it in the chat if you want to add me.
All right. Let's see.
Oh my goodness gracious, that is terrible. There was like 3 laps to go.
Yeah, we are on the penultimate lap now.
My goodness, folks. In lieu of this late breaking issue, I'm going to go ahead and treat you all to some podium interviews. So don't you worry. You will get to hear from the drivers as soon as Steam remembers how to do its job. So just hang tight for one moment. There we go. Okay, I got you. Gotcha. And
Their nose to gearbox here. Going into the hairpin. Hugo's is gonna have a go at him around the outside here.
oh, you're gonna have to invite me, Cosmo.
All right, give me just 1 second.
No, do you think?
Oh, and it looks like Hugo's is gonna. Yeah, he's gonna hold it, and he's got the lead going into the last lap.
Son of a gun. I wish I could see. I'm coming. All right.
I think that's the best I could do for you, unfortunately.
That will do, folks. That'll do. Okay, folks, you have to excuse the bootlegged nature of all of this, but we are waiting for Cosmo's broadcast to start. We will hopefully get to see some action in the closing stages of this race. Apologies again. These things do happen. Unfortunately, we don't have a satellite array to work with. Wow, it is really close. I'm watching now. They're going into the downhill. It's a 3 wide situation. Ludenberger up at the P1. Is that right, Cosmo?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing now. I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah, it looks like he's gotten away, and some idiot now down into third.
Wow, so this is getting real close, folks. Let me go toggle full screen here. For this, you will have to excuse the lag, folks. We are working on a bit of a piecemeal situation here, though. Some idiot, so it looks like some idiot might have made some kind of mistake because, or they got into Hugo's and some idiot got into a bit of a scuffle, and Lundberger was able to capitalize there. So, folks, turns out the strategy of the day was hard medium. After we had mocked it so much in the opening stages, it looks like that was the one. With a little bit of racecraft mixed in, that got the job done. So we will have to see, though. Still just one more lap to go, folks. Hugo's trying to chase down Ludenberger. He's got that overtake on. Screw it. You don't need it anymore. It's the last lap. DRS is wide open going into the hairpin. Let's see. Ludenberger is going to stick it, working his way backside. Oh, he's late. Oh, and he has to lock up to avoid completely rear-ending that Williams now, folks. I think this could be it. 2 corners to go. Some idiot getting all kinds of oversteer there. He's got to be kicking himself for how this one played out. But it will be Ludenberger taking the win, followed by Hugo's and some idiot. So sorry to deprive you all of that last penultimate lap battle, folks. But that will do it from us today on track. Cosmo, what a Grand Prix finish that could have been for all the fans. I am so sorry, folks. Oh.
It always comes down to the last 2 laps.
Well, there you have it, folks. It was hards to the mediums. Ludenberger had a hard on, followed by Hugo's and some idiot, Creamy John's, Capita Hood. And looks like we got Rogue, Double OT coming across the line right now, followed by Hammer Time. And look, there's some penalties there. Rogue up to P6. Nice recovery by the McLaren. What a shame. He really could have challenged for the podium today. Capita Hood, a respectable P5 after kind of being in the mix at the top. Unfortunately, not really having the track position or pace to run with our podium guys. Double OT Red Hornet, P8 and 9. I would not be surprised to see Double OT get handed some kind of penalty after the race. So We'll give you updates, though, on Twitter about all the happenings. Anyway, that is probably it from us for now as we wait for the rest of these guys to finish. Cosmo, I'm going to step away for a brief moment, and we'll head to podiums in just a second.
Yeah, and what a race tonight from our drivers. Wouldn't expect anything less from these guys. Put on an absolute show tonight. All right, so your final finishing order is Lunenberger in first, Hugo's in second, Semidian in third, Creamy John's in fourth, Captain Hood in fifth, Brogan sixth, Hammer Time in seventh, Buffalo T in eighth, Red Hornet in ninth, Stony in 10th, rounding out the points. Shea B in 11th, Dr. McShorty in 12th, Gore in 13th, and Gitchum in 14th.
Oof, was a close one, folks. Where is Steam? There it is. Yeah, there you have it, folks. That is your finishing order. Congratulations, Lunenberger, Hugo's, and some idiot. We will go ahead and take this to the chat room here. I will be there in just a moment while I figure out my life. Thank you for joining us, folks. Apologies again about all the technical issues. That is a very unforeseen circumstance, and I'm sure everyone gasped the same time I did that hit the stream. So, fun stuff as we head over there. Let's see, OBS, that's what we want. There it is. All right, folks. So, heading to Discord here. Let's go to the podium channel while we wait for those to join. Interview room is going to be under which tab, Cosmo? I apologize.
Looks like it's under the broadcast. And it looks like we got some idiot in there already.
Wonderful. I will hop in with you guys right now. Joining us now from the finish line, it is some idiot. My man, I gotta concede. My Steam disconnected on the third to last lap, and I missed pretty much all that battle.
You missed one hell of an overtake from Brownie. I will say that now. We went 3 wide at the start of the last lap. We went 3 wide on the pit straight for the lead. So I don't have a view of it, but Brownie was streaming it. So me and Hugo were side by side. I was trying to keep Hugo to the wall. I was trying to run in one lane inside to the wall. Brownie somehow managed to get inside of Hugo and get a pass underneath him, and we went side by side into T1. Me and Brownie. My tires were shot. Man, I don't know if you caught it during the stream, but my DRS was shutting off on me multiple times on the straights.
Oh, were you maybe tapping the brake pedal? That happens to me sometimes.
No, my brakes were dragging the entire race. Like, I have bad issues with my pedals. I literally had to hold the DRS button on with my finger to try to keep it on because my brakes kept pulling.
Wow. So
my pedals. I think I got pretty much all the life out of them on that race. That was pretty much all they had left in them, I think.
Man,
but
good for good for you, man. That does not sound does not sound fun at all.
I was very unhappy, but I just had to do all I could. Like, I can't fix it. I can't fix it while I'm driving, so I just had to try to do what I could. If that didn't happen, I think I might have won that one. I don't know. Brownie won, Hugo P2. I think, if I can't remember now the order.
Is Brownie Lunenberger?
Yeah, Felix Lunenberger. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, because we've been calling him Lunenberger on the cast all night. I did.
Yeah, that's Brownie. Same thing. They're interchangeable, man.
Man, you guys really had us going there at the end, man. Congratulations. I figured a podium's probably got to be a decent consolation prize, all things considered.
I would love to have won that because that was a very hard battle. You want to win those 50-50 fights. In this case, a 33-33-33. But I just it wasn't meant to be, man. I tried, but it wasn't meant to be. Just wasn't meant to be.
And we're now joined by, here he is, as we've been calling him all night, Leuenberger, but we know him here at PPR as Brownie. Brownie, my man, congratulations on pulling off the hard-on.
Yeah, it was nice. uh, very fair overtake, so completely deserved win.
Now, with that overtake, unfortunately, I just, as we just told some idiot, my Steam disconnected right before that lap started. So, how did you set up the overtake? Did you fake them out? Did you send it up the inside? Did you try to stick it around the outside? Go ahead and walk the people at home through.
I just ran the Rainbow Road, the pit lane. Yeah. So if you want to watch the clip, was this very clean overtake. I
Yeah,
don't know if,
actually, tell you what, send that over to us. We'll get that up on the Twitter so everyone can go check it out for themselves. Because we unfortunately we got none of that.
yeah. I'll send you. Wait.
How do you say "lick the stamp" in German?
Leck den Stempel? Nein, leck die Briefmarke, ja.
There you go. Print the shirts. Print the shirts.
Leck die Briefmarke.
Lick die Briefmarke. Well, wonderful. That is so good to hear. Yeah, get that clip over to us, man. Congratulations on the win. That had to be a tough strategy starting on those hards. I mean, how did you really manage to keep pace? Did you find you were having to push them pretty hard, or were you just kind of tucking in?
I tried to stay with the others, but I didn't really manage to do that. It was pretty tough. But I knew I had the faster tire ahead of me, so I didn't worry too much about it.
Well, there you go. That cool, calm, and collected as always. Thank you, Brownie. Some idiot. Thank you for joining us, Cosmo. Will we be hearing from who am I missing here? Hugo's.
Let me see if I can find him. I'll see if I. Well, it's 3 a.m. for him, and I think he wanted to go to sleep, so I think he might have snuck his way out. Let me see if I can get him in here. 1 second.
Not to worry. Hugo's really being kind of the wild card of the bunch there. We saw him really hanging with you guys, and was this his first race of the season, some idiot?
Second race, he did Australia, but he crashed DNF'd. We were fighting P1 and P2, and DNF in Australia. So the second race, but he's very quick. I say all three of us are very equal on speed. If there's any difference, it's like maybe half a tenth to a tenth.
You know, I gotta say, I'm almost jealous to hand this back over to Kermit. This was fun. I'm gonna stop by next week.
Make a 3-man booth. I bet you.
God, no.
Yeah, it's this fun every week.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. Kermit and I'd be screaming over each other, and I like Kermit. I just don't know when to shut up.
No, that was good fun. I like ton of respect for Hugo and Brownie, so that was fun.
Speak of the devil, Hugo's my man. Congratulations on a very hard fought race. Can you hear the screams from Marinello?
Not quite from the UK, but yeah, it was a tough race. I knew that if I could try and be in the lead on the last lap, I can just hold my overtake button down the back straight and it'd be fine. But Brownie just pulled off a double overtake in the first corner, so.
Yeah, it certainly does sound like he really kind of had the metal there at the end to make it happen. But walk us through those last couple of sectors there. How are your tires holding on?
My tires were fine. I mean, I was on the hards, so they were the most durable of two.
Cool. Very
so
cool.
Yeah.
Well, Hugo's, thank you for joining. We'll let you get to sleep. We know it is late in your part of the world. Some idiot, thanks again for joining us. Cosmo, any closing thoughts for the people at home?
No, just glad these guys can put on an excellent show for us every single week. It's just lovely to see.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, even if I finished P3 and all of that, that was really it was fun. That's why that's what we raced for. That hard battling, and that was any man could have won that one in the end. Just played out how it did. Just how
Yes.
it went.
And folks, do head over to our Twitter, PPR Esports on Twitter. Check us out. We'll have all the action there that unfortunately missed the stream tonight. But I am Best Teon, filling in for Kermit. Thank you for joining us for PCD1. We will be back next Monday, same time, same place, live. And I believe the next track is Baku?
Zandvoort.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
Zandvoort.
Yes. Brand new track. So, folks, if you don't have plans on a Monday, not that you probably would with the COVID going on, so come through, tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your girlfriend, tell your boyfriend. Doesn't matter to us. We'd love to have you out. We've got great on-track action. 9 p.m., Zandvoort, PPR Esports, PC Division 1. This is Best Town signing off, and as always, stay classy.
Have a good night, everyone.
Woo!